everybody. Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do 38. And it's hard to believe that I'm already at 38. You'll see some of the progress that I've made in today's video. Some of it's already in the picture here, but we'll get to it, and I hope you enjoy what I've been up to. I've been out here a considerable amount of time. Boy, I'm having trouble with my lips today, or my brain. I don't know if it's my lips communicating with my brain or what it is, but I don't know. I got new ones and I can't do a thing with them. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we're going to do 38. Hope you enjoy it, and let's get moving. Okay, I don't know if I'm in the picture or not because I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera, but this is just a tip. If you guys have, like I do, a dedicated set of locomotives that you use for track cleaning, and as I painted over here and got that all cleaned off, I went around and cleaned the track off. And I find this a lot at our club, and that is when you finish cleaning the track, your track cleaning locomotives take a beating. So I recommend every time that you get done cleaning track, hang on, I'm trying to find my throttle. It's way over here. We're going to set it here. If you don't have one of these Ricks or Mini Tricks wheel cleaners, get one, because it's one of the few ways that really gets the stuff off the wheels. I have the throttle turned up to 99 on number 82, which is the number of my cleaning locomotives. But when you get done cleaning the track, always clean the locomotive wheels. And the guys at the club don't do this, then they come back and they go to clean the track. The locomotives won't run to even pull the track cleaning car because the track is so dirty. So, as you can see the light on there probably, I'm just running the wheels, no pressure down. You just kind of set it on there and let it go. And it'll take all the stuff off the wheels. And you can see when they're shiny that you have completed the job. But I just like to give them a quick brush, even at the club, as I say, to clean them off, just so the next time you go to run the track cleaner around, you will have a good indication of how dirty the track actually is. Because what I usually do is well, let me turn this down before I lose these guys. I put the B unit in the back, and I use these E units just because they're heavy. But this is how I usually do it. I usually put the A in the front, the B in the back, and hold on, because I've already put my car away. And it doesn't matter whether you use a car like this, because these are not made anymore. If you're lucky enough to have 2 or 3 of them like I do and like our club does, you don't need to worry about it. But anyway, I'm not going to show you how this cleans track. I'm just going to show you how I set it up, okay? What I do is I put the cleaning, I get the cleaning car dripping alcohol, then I put it in between the 2 cars. Why? Because then if you're going around, you're pulling this cleaning car, you're cleaning the wheels ahead of the B unit. The A unit is picking up all the dirt. If the A unit starts to falter and stop, just reverse the direction of the train and go the other way until you get the cleaning car back to where you can reach it and use the wheel cleaner on it, and then continue on. And it usually only requires that if the track is exceptionally dirty. Mine doesn't get exceptionally dirty, but this is still the way I do it. This is the way I like to do it at the club. Our club track is a lot of times so dirty that we have to push this car up here. Pushing this car is not an optimal thing. But in between the 2 drive cars, it works real well. I just thought I'd share that tip with you guys. So now I've cleaned the track. I've got these 2 locomotive wheels cleaned. I'm going to put them back up in the cabinet, put my track cleaner away, and we're off and running. Okay, gang, I'm just going to let this train run around. You've seen this train running around before. I just had it parked down below, but I just got done cleaning the track. But the videos ahead of this video are going to show you some things, one of which you can see in this picture if you haven't seen it already. But I'm just going to let this train go while I film all the rest of the stuff that I have done. Okay, what I have done is I've gotten the new switch in, and I've gotten it painted, and I have the piece of new track down to where I had my hissy fit and on down to the end. So anyway, that track is now running. I put all the buildings back in place semi-permanently, except for the coaling tower, because I need to drill a hole for the lighting that goes down through that I added to it recently. You guys haven't seen the lights on it yet, and it'll be probably another video before you see that. I have not done anything over here except take the platform out from under that tank over there when I painted these two Y tracks around all the way over here to the double crossover. And since we're here, I have not put the lighting back down through for this, the oil facility building, but I did paint the tracks as long as I had the airbrush out, okay? At least down to the turnouts. I wasn't ready to paint the turnouts and start in the yard, so I stopped there. I also painted the tracks leaving the turnouts going this way so that I could cut the ties out and get the rails through the building. And the light wire is hanging down for that building. I just don't have it connected yet. I've got to, that track stands up a little bit off of the base. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to support that. Probably put a little bit of plastic or something under it. And the same thing down here on the other end. Right now I just have the thumbtacks in it holding it down. But I'm going to have to do something with it. You can see how it is. No problem. Just not there yet. And by the way, many of you have probably noticed that I'm missing a door back here. And I found it. But I don't remember where I found it. But I know it's here. So I got that done. There goes our favorite train, my favorite train right now. And I hope it doesn't stop over there on that switch. And it looks good going downhill. I repainted this track. This track was painted very, very lightly. And I came back and touched it up, darkened it up a little bit. I stopped right about here. So anyways, I just touched up a little bit of track around. While I'm right here and thinking about it, let me show you something else. I got some brush put around over there in front of those half houses that are there. Those are miner shacks, and I don't remember who made those. But anyway, it's not important. I did buy some new ones online and built them, and these are them. So the ones you see on the backdrop are exactly those houses right there, split down the middle so that I can put them up against the backdrop. Now those have been split for quite some time. In fact, I still have the other halves of those. But I think they look pretty good there, and then you put a little bit of foliage. They're kind of suspended in air, but you put a little foliage in front of them, and they look like they're on the ground. So I think that finishes up that backdrop back there pretty much all the way down. And now that we're over here, we're going to start on another thing. And before I start, here comes our train again. So far so good. And it actually started right there. So, anyway, let's get back to this. This track here, where the road crossing is, really looked like poop. because it wasn't sloped. So I cut a little template, made a little plastic, whoops, sorry guys, made a little plastic piece here that takes it down the slope. It still doesn't look perfect, but it's okay to me. Same thing here. I put a little piece of plastic under it to bring it up just a little bit and then bring it up onto the bridge. And now all of that doesn't look quite right either, but I have a plan to fix that. Not a plan, I have a method for fixing that. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay, I flattened out an area here, drilled a hole, and put the grocery store there. Now it's not in place permanently, it needs scenery around it and everything, but that is where the building is going to go. Up at the ranch, you see a bunch of trucks stacked on top of each other, which is not prototypical. Well, maybe it is in some ranches. But I put in a garage. I had a garage, put a garage there. They always need a barn to work on equipment. And then I had a hay barn, or a hay shed. And so I put the hay shed there because they have cattle. I have not put the pipe from the windmill over to the tank. I did find some gasoline. Yeah, those have been there. I think you guys have seen those. But anyway, I broke the plaster here and just kind of pushed it down. And now I've got to put foliage and put driveway over out of the barn over to the driveway going up to the ranch. But now you can kind of see how the ranch came together there. And of course the scenery needs to be carried out. Now, that being said, I went through all of my people and all of my stuff. And here's all the cattle. I have a horse. Now, I had a horse without a guy on it. And I found the horse. Gotta prop him up. Maybe he'll prop up. I don't know. I found the horse. And the other day, I was cleaning off the layout with a vacuum, with my little tiny vacuum. And guess what I vacuumed up? My cowboy with his hat gone. I think I told you guys I cut out a little piece of round paper and I glued it to the top of their head and then put a little nub up there of some kind. But anyway, he's the rider for this guy here, I believe. I just need to get him back on his horse. So anyway, got that. Got all these cows here. These cows will all go down at the auction house. There'll be a yard there, a pen, and I believe the pen is going to go in here. It's going to be a crazy shape, kind of a triangular shaped pen that's going to go in there, and so that they'll be able to bring in stock cars and drop off cows and sell the cows and load them onto train cars outgoing. Let's see, what else have I not told you? Well, while I'm right here, I've got some Blair Line road crossings that I'm going to stick in, which brings us back over to our road situation. Oh, I found this too. You guys will find that interesting. Years ago, there was a company that made these railroad crossing stencils. They're no longer in business, haven't seen any since. But when I get these roads finished at the railroad crossings, I'm going to use these stencils to mark the foam road once I get done painting on the road. The road is by no means finished. Anyway, where I told you I had to fill in here, I forgot to take you on a little trip here. We go across the bridge. There's another gap right there that needs to be filled. No problem. But when I get down here, I can't seem to get my foam to stick down up next to the track there. I'm going to have to super glue that down on the outer edge because you can see that it has lifted up and pulled away. And I went underneath the tunnel over there, but that did not stick and it pulled over to the left and creased itself. So I've got to uncrease that and figure out how to hold that down. It'll probably just require moving it over, sticking it back down, and then putting a little super glue along the edge. But we'll fix that, not a problem. Once that road's in and once the railroad crossings are in, at least on this road that goes down this way and across and over there and up there, I will start painting that road. And as you guys have seen in the past, I go over that with a pretty heavy gray, light gray wash to make it look like an old New Mexico or Arizona highway instead of a back east freshly painted highway. So that remains to be seen. It's just another detail that needs to be clean, to be finished, to clean it up. I've moved some things around. You probably already saw it. I found my buffalo for the curio store. I believe those structures are going to go there. And I think that abandoned house is going to go there. Then I have these signs that are designed for the curio store, coming into the curio store. They're going to be placed along there when I repair them. They were all supposed to have 4 legs, and then of course the legs walked off when all this stuff was in a box. I don't know about that tank right there where that's going. I'm thinking about that going up here by the ranch. When I was working on the road, I took the trucks and stuff off the road. I'll just temporarily stick them back out there. I think the biker bar is going to go here. I may slide it down this way some. I'm not sure. Somewhere in that vicinity right there. It just seems like a biker bar belongs out here in the middle of nowhere. It seems to be where they are quite often. Now, the base of that's going to be cut off and we're going to do a new parking lot. The junkyard will be right behind the bar, and I figured that's about where it belongs. The junkyard fence will be along here somewhere and go along out here somewhere and cut back in here. The gate in will probably be right in here somewhere. But the theory is the junkyard will be there. What else can I tell you here? Let me turn around. Okay, I have not done any more scenery work around the lumber mill. However, I did pull the sawdust burner out of the plaster, which I have not cleaned up here, and I did get the fire burning inside of the, I did get the lights hooked up for the burner. Hang on a minute. Let me show you something here. I'm going to go turn the light off and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here we go with the room lights off, and the burner could be turned down. It's a little bit, it's not as bright in person as you see it on the film. But anyway, I got all the excess plaster cleaned off along the edge here, got all the paint that I had dripped down the side and everything off here. It still needs to be touched up a little bit, but it's okay. But this is what our scene looks like there right now. And of course, my light working there, and I have showed you guys the city. Like I say, I wish I had the lighting hooked up for the coaling tower, because it's pretty impressive when it's on. Other than that, hold on, let me turn the lights back on. I had a bunch of little piles of wood. I did set them out here. All this stuff is just sitting here until I pull it all up to put in the gravel and the road to it. I didn't intend on buying one of these or getting one of these, but a customer didn't take this one. So I took it, and I thought green was a good color because the other lumber trucks are green. But now what I'm going to do is put the bogie up on the trailer, or up on the back of the truck rather. And now what I'm thinking is there's going to be a road crossing right here, and I'll take the saw and cut this down, and the road will just come out to the edge of the layout here. And those logging trucks will come across this road, go over here, and disappear to wherever they're getting logs and bringing them back. I had originally thought about putting a tunnel portal somewhere in this area right here, and then building a road down. I'd have to take out a bunch of trees, build a road down, make a big turn here, and come down and come into the road here that goes over there, and still put the crossing in here. But I don't know. That seems like a little overkill to me. It's and the mountain is too steep, and I don't think a tunnel portal would look good there with a tunnel portal over there. I just don't think it would make sense. Not that stuff on a railroad has to make sense, but I just like the idea of turning it here, I believe. But anyway, that truck will be returning to get logs, so the bogey will be back. Like I said, will be up on the back of the truck, and it'll be over in here somewhere, heading to come off the layout. Okay, what else can I tell you? One of the other things I did, and of course this is always not very thrilling, is I cleaned up the room a little bit. Robin cleaned out one of the closets that she has her doll stuff, molds and things to make dolls, and she had that 6-drawer cabinet there on the right. So I'm going to take that 6-drawer and this cabinet right here, the 4-drawer on the right, and I'm going to make that a, what would it be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9-drawer cabinet out of the 2 of those. That one over there and this one here, since they're flat drawer cabinets, they're matching flat drawer cabinets. And then when I do that, I'll throw the extra level away, probably. But we just happen to have that extra roller there. So I'm going to extend this one up and make it as high as those. And that's really all the room I have cabinets for. But as I work on the layout, a lot of these cabinet drawers are going to be emptied out because they have things that belong on the scenery, things to do scenery. As you can see, there's bush, hedgerows in there. I've got lighting stuff in that one. I've got trees down there in that one. And a lot of that stuff's going to go out here eventually. Now, down here, the portals and retaining walls and stuff, I'm probably done with all that stuff. More just plug stuff, more miscellaneous transformer. There's just drawers of crap there that once I'm done putting the basic stuff out there, I won't need anymore. And that stuff will go into a container and will probably go up in the crawl space, just in case I need some of it later on. And I have a whole lot of acrylic paints here. A lot of them I don't use very often, and I would bet that about 50% of those are dried up in there. So one of these days I'll go through that, get rid of some of that. I mean, there's just stuff that can be consolidated. Now, my track cleaning cars were in this. All my track cleaning cars are in this drawer. My Give me a break here. I'm working as hard as I can with my pea brain. All of my track cleaning stuff is in this drawer. And I have a lot of different things that I use. I know you guys are watching this first and you haven't seen the end yet, but when I get to the end, I talk about a tip on these CMX cars. I, as you can see, have 3 of them. I was fortunate to have gotten them before the gentleman quit making them, because in my opinion, they're the best track cleaning car made. You can no longer buy them, and if you can find them, somebody's going to scalp you out of about $200 to $300. I have 3 of them, and the club has 2 of them. But anyway, my track cleaning stuff is in that drawer, and as you can see, I have stuff marked here. And all of my trains are in these boxes, with the exceptions of the ones that are out at the fairgrounds. And most of these drawers are double stacked. So, and I have paints in that cabinet there, and as you can see, when I was making the Ghost Town castings, I have the castings in that drawer and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. Oh, one other thing. You guys remember a while back that I foolishly put my arm on the edge of that board there that the Texaco station was sitting on, and all my stuff went crashing to the floor. I have now put these little L brackets in out here, and I have screwed the big brackets to the plywood, and it is currently rock solid. So I just kind of stuck the stuff back in there until I get working on that again. But I'm kind of hyped up on that now that I've got everything back in order there. Put some cars around it to make like something's going on right now. But that's that. No changes. Oh, I did the other day when I was painting track, I ran out of paint. And I think I've spoken about it before. But I'm using the Vallejo, or Vallejo, however you want to say it, depends on where you live. It's called chocolate. And I went and got 2 more bottles of it, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm ready to finish painting the yard and at least get the track painted. Haven't gotten there yet. Got to start ballasting some track. And I don't know, just I'm at a stage now where I can kind of keep moving. As you can see, the train's been unattended and it's been running around loop after loop. So I think for now, I don't think I have anything else to show you except cleaning up the floor. That's where I was going when I found my drawer. I cleaned up the top of the layout and I cleaned up the floor and all the junk in here today. So this is where we are. I appreciate you guys watching. Okay, everybody, that's it for 38. Hope you enjoy this one. And as usual, check out the vintage page. I added some cars last week. And thanks for watching.